Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. We're live. Let me actually go to my main camera. Alright, we're live. And as you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be working on more text-based AI logic in SDL3 using C++. That's it, guys. If you guys do see the background is a bit dark, it's because today I am using my, my ring light, but it's not as bright. That said, let's go to my gameplay screen. And guys, last stream I did like work on this code. That's it. I did like miss a few things. Like if I were to like hit controllers to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. I'm going to be getting a window here. This was the stuff like from last stream. So I get a console here and then let me wait for my window to process. There we go. I get a window here as well where my player or my, let's say players, this PNG. Hold up guys, let me get this here. Can move around using DNA and also jump. And if I were to hit something like hello, nothing types up. But if I were to hit left shift and then type something like hello, then I can type something. It's like a text above my player's head. Alright guys, let's go with something like hello, and if I move around, it does move around with me. And if I were to hit like left shift, it just moves around with me type stuff. If I were to hit right shift again and hit enter, it displays on my console. Although I didn't do that with my enemies NPC as well because I don't have time for that logic type stuff. That said, let's go ahead and cancel that and fix that this stream. Okay, before anything, let me say something like, say, I'm live, exclamation. Okay, perfect. And guys, why is the ring light giving me like, a migraine or something? Okay, let's see. And guys, I am kind of starving today, so I will be eating some oats while actually streaming because I didn't eat anything for the breakfast today. Hold up, guys. Give me a sec. I think that I've stained my table, guys. Hold up, let me get a tissue real quick. I should have checked if this was clean because it did kind of stain my table. Okay, let me just clean that up real quick. Maybe get a book or something to keep this on top. There, that should be good. Alright, perfect. That said, people, you're live. Good. Finally, wake that brain up and focus before I drag you back into training myself. Why is light kind of dark today? Honestly, because today outside it's not like as dark and everything because the weather is a bit cold. So I'm using a ring light. Whoops, I'm using a ring light that's apparently not as bright. Okay, so let me actually get this here because usually I use the natural light from outside, but then, hold up guys, I think I changed the light settings. Okay, because usually I use the natural light from outside, but today the light outside wasn't that bright. Okay, that's it. Listen up, chat. Is it like too dark, guys? Because if it is, I can like open my lights here. I think it actually is too dark. Hold on, guys. Let me actually just open this from here. There we go. Okay, I hope like this might help with the lighting. Does it actually help? Maybe a little. Okay, that's it, I see. Okay, that's it. Listen, chat. This fool shows up every day when his code looks like it was written by a sleep-driven potato. And that's exactly why he's going to win. And guys, why is it typing really slow? Do I gotta like, refresh it? Okay, let's see. Okay guys, probably because I have been using this chat for like 4 streams or something, so it's like really slow. I might have to go into a new chat, maybe next stream. That's it. Let me try fixing this code, like implementing the new logic in this code. Maybe before I do implement new logic, I do want to write this code again from scratch type stuff because, let's see. I have a chat on there, then I have the conditions here type stuff. Okay, because like I did write this code like 4 or 5 streams again. I've been like adding stuff every single stream. That's it. I want to not forget what I originally did. So I'm going to go ahead and add my maps' logic real quick. And then I'm going to be writing this code from scratch again. That's it. Now, firstly, let's see what I want to do. I want to go ahead and add a text above my NPC's head. So I do have a chat class here. But this chat class is for my hero. I might go with something like dialogue class. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create a class called dialogue. Is that how we spell dialogue? Okay, and then I go with the prof curly braces. Now my dialogue class is going to be having a few private data members. I think I spelled private wrong here. Hold up guys, let's go with something like private. Okay, there we go. I think you just gotta go with an A here. Okay, perfect. Now for the private data member, what is the thing that my dialogue class might need? Okay, how to process. Honestly, what does that mean? Okay, that's it. Let me just eat some oats because, guys, I'm kind of starving today. Oh, show the progress. Okay, if I did like controllers to save the code and run the command and see what happens. I get my console here and then I get my window here. where I have a dragon up there, like a dragon just passing up there, and my player can walk around, he can jump as well. And if I hit left shift, I can actually get access to my chat. I can say something like hello. If I hit enter, it's gonna go ahead and display on my console. Although if I type something like hello and I click left, actually right shift, now I won't be able to type anything if I move around and everything. But if I hit H, then I can get access to my histories. And if I hit like left shift again, I can like add a new content to my history, if that makes any sense, guys. Although right now the thing that I'm actually trying to add is when my player types hello, my NPC responds depending on what my player types type stuff. That's let me go ahead and cancel this for now. Okay, now for my dialogue class, what is something that I might need? I might need something like a standard string of map. So I'm gonna go with a pair of ankle braces. Let's go with something like map. I'm going to be calling, actually my bad guys, not standard string of map, just standard map that consists of a standard string as my key and a standard string as my value. This is technically like dictionaries. I'm going to call this something like NPC dialogue. Okay, wow, awesome. Honestly, it does sound kind of cool. That's it, let me end this with a semicolon, and I'm pretty sure I did have an NPC dialogue this last summer. I think I did that stupidity last stream. There we go. I named this storyline, but I feel NPC dialogue sounds kind of fun. I might go ahead and copy this, and then let's delete this from here. Okay, because I want to implement it in the class. Okay, yeah, bro. Oh. Okay, let's see now. Let's scroll all the way up here. Inside my dialogues this class, I'm going to go ahead and paste this and just delete this part. Okay, now I'm going to change storyline to dialogue. Let's paste that here, paste that here, paste that here, and paste that here. Okay, now let's see. If my dialogue is hello, it says perish fool. If my dialogue is attack, it says dodge it. I always thought it was a pre-recorded video. Honestly, guys, many of you guys did say that. I made like 2 or 3 shorts about that, where people actually thought this was pre-recorded, but I was like, guys, it's not pre-recorded, it's actually real. Okay, that's it. A standard map, standard string, NPC dialogue. Where did I mess up in that case? My dialogue is spelled correct. Maybe, what if I go with like storyline? Okay. Okay, then also it shows red underlines. That means that I cannot have it inside a class. Would that even make sense that it doesn't go inside a class? I highly doubt it though, but I think it's fine. Okay, let's go with a bunch of Control-Shift-Z's NPC dialogues. Now, let me go ahead and copy this part. For some reason, I couldn't add this in a class. What if I publicalize this? Okay, let's go ahead and publicalize everything. Then also it doesn't work, so apparently we cannot use maps in classes. I might have to ask her, like, look that part up. Okay, that's it. Now let's scroll all the way down. I might actually, create a storyline for it. So I'm gonna go with something like NPC dialogue. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this here. Okay, I was curious, are you making a game? Honestly, I am like working on the game error type stuff. That said, when I actually, by the end of my program for like 250 series, my goal is to make a game in general that consists of AI logic. So maybe after my C++ for 100 series, I am actually going to be learning on how to, implement Python and like C++, use 2 programming languages together. Check the actual error. Oh, that is kind of genius. I might actually do that before I actually add this part here. Alright guys, let's go ahead, and the constant expression has type constant character instead of required unsigned character. Okay, maybe if I hit control, I should save the code and run the command. Let's see what error I get. Okay, so it says building project SDL3. Could it be like I need a constant string here? Okay, this constant expression has constant character instead of the required unsigned long type. I have heard of the long type, but I actually don't know what it actually means. I might have to ask this part to ChatGPT. It could be a type issue. Honestly, I feel like map consists of like standard strings. Like, I haven't learned about the long type yet, so that could be a reason, but I might actually look into that in a bit. Okay, that's it. Let's go with Control-Shift-Z. Alright guys, I mean Control-Z, Control-Shift-Z still. There we go. Okay, perfect. Let's go with dialogues. Now, for my NPC dialogues, if my NPC dialogue is hello, I do this. If it's attack, I do that type stuff. Long is an integer. But I wouldn't be able to like, use integers here because I need my key and my values to both be strings for my dictionary instead of being integers. Or for my map in this case. That's it. Let's go with something like if statement now. I'm going to go with something like if my NPC dialogue. Maybe I could just copy this to like save some time and avoid a few typos. if my NPC dialog equals to hello, and guys, I have just worked with like whatchamacallit, with string, I mean not strings, with like maps for just one string, so this part might be a bit confusing. So if NPC dialog, can I go with something like at index of 1? Or if NPC dialog at index of hello, then I want to do something. This is a condition, right? If my NPC dialog, oh, okay, I could go ahead and use switches for this. Okay, can I try switches here? I might go with something like switch. Let's go with something like NPC dialog. Okay, I can only use integers for switches or something. Okay, how do I add an if statement for this? I actually forgot. I should go with something like if my NPC dialog is hello, I wanna return its value. So if the key is hello, how do you do this? Could I go with something like an index of 0? NPC dialog at index of 0. That doesn't work either. Guys, I might have to like look this part up because like I actually forgot how to use maps. The idea of getting you to work on our game with us. Honestly, guys, that does sound kind of cool. Okay, dialog is a GUE at the end, not UGE. Okay, what is the full form of GUE and UGE? Let me actually check. Okay, dialog is a GUE at the end, not UGE. Honestly, what does that actually mean? Okay, I do know that this is the key and value, so if hello, so if my, oh wait, hold up guys, I think I see. Hold on guys, I think I see where I messed up. I gotta go all the way under my, let's see. Maybe I should go under my, my chat boxes class, and depending on the user input that my player actually displays, I wanna go ahead and check something. Okay, I could go with something like in a statement here. Let's go with something like if a of parentheses. Let's say something like if my hero. Okay, maybe I gotta get this under my create object. Hold on, guys. I think I figured it out. Okay, let's go ahead and paste it here. Now, if my hero dot let's say something like input text. Can I go with input text? Okay, if my hero dot input text. Okay, was it called input text or text input? I think it was called text input. Let's go with something like text input. What was it called? Hold on, guys. Let me scroll all the way up till my heroes class. Okay, my hero doesn't type anything. My chat box does, so I gotta go with something like if my chat.text input. So I'm gonna go ahead and scroll all the way here. Let's go something like if my chat.text input equals to, let's say something like hello. Okay, then I'm gonna do something. Hello. Okay, I gotta check if it's not NPOS. Hi doing, Chico, I appreciate you joining the stream. I just meant you spelled dialogue wrong, but it doesn't cause any error. Oh, I see. Oh, it's dialogue is D-I-A-L-O-G-U-E. D-I-A-L-O. Oh, G-U-E. Guys, I'm really awful with like spelling, so I gotta actually work on those. Let's go ahead and paste it here. Paste it here, paste it here, and paste it here. Okay, if my chat.text input, I think I should be able to access my chat text input here. Okay, chat member text input declared at line 13 is inaccessible. Okay, how do you check what my text input is? If my chat.text input, should I go with something like, let's see, maybe inside of my chat class when I go ahead and display my texture, can I add my storyline here? I think that would make more sense if I add it here. Okay, let's see. Let's get this storyline part inside of my chat class. That does actually make sense. But then, would I not be able to access my NPC dialogues as map there? Maybe I create my map above. Can I go ahead and paste it here somewhere? Okay, maybe I create another method. Let's go ahead and create another method. I'm gonna go ahead and exit this. Make it public. Okay, let's create a void method called something like NPC dialogue. There we go. NPC dialogues is method that does not require any parameters. That's it. Let's go ahead and paste it here. Now it works. Or use a method. Okay, the method part actually works. Hello, hiding grinder. I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, mental fellow. Okay, make it public. You want to tell anyone? Okay, what you want to tell anyone? Guys, I don't think there's anything I want to tell except that I'm starving right now. I gotta eat something. Because, guys, usually I do it before I start streaming. Sometimes I don't eat. But today I was like, I did not have time to eat like almost anything. There we go. If my text input is hello, then I want to go ahead and do something. I'm gonna go ahead and let's say something like go with my NPC dialog. Whoops. Let's go ahead and copy this. Go ahead and paste my NPC dialog here. Okay, I'll just type it out, I guess. dialogle NPC dialog at index of hello. So it's gonna display the value for my this input. Later on, I will be displaying it type stuff as well. And then I'm gonna go with something like a else if. I wanted to use switches for this though. I might actually look into it if I can use switches. Guys, can I use switches for like strings? Because I think I can just use switches for like integers. I might be wrong though. Okay, next up I'm gonna check if my text input equals to a tag. Guys, this is going to be really tedious in a way. Okay, if my text input is a tag, then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. This is gonna be in a pair of double quotes. Hold on guys, let's go with something like a tag. Maybe I wanna like there we go. Don't set the NPC dialog variable inside the function. That's just bad. Put it outside. Take it as a parameter. Okay, don't set the NPC dialog variable inside the function. That's bad. Put it outside. Take it as a parameter. Okay. So in that case, should I like go ahead and copy this and like paste it, let's say somewhere in my main loop type stuff, like right here. Okay, and then I go all the way here. I take my NPC dialog as a function. How do you take maps as a function? Bro, how old are you? Honestly, I am 17. That's it. I'm going to be turning 18 really soon, guys. My birthday is January 5th. I'm excited for that. Do I go with something like I require parameter of a standard map? Okay, with a pair of ankle braces, let's go with something like standard string. Okay, and a standard string called something like dialog. Okay, maybe I go with something like NPC dialog. So let's delete that. Let's go with NPC dialog. Is this how you guys do it? Okay, I think I spelled NPC dialogs wrong. Let's go ahead and paste it here. There, okay, that actually works as well. I didn't know I could do it that way. That was something new, guys. Use reference if you know them. Honestly, I didn't like learn about references. I could go with something like a constant. Okay, let's go with something like a constant character. Maybe I get this in a new line because like it's too big. There we go. I go with a constant character of my standard map. Okay, I don't think they can be a constant character, but I could go with something like the address of my... Okay, there we go. Okay, so I get the memory address of my NPC dialog. Set the values outside too. Should I set the values outside? I mean... I think if it's inside of a function, that would be better. Because like if I set it outside, I won't be able to like access my hello and like... display the value representing my hello key here, if that makes any sense. That's by reference. I did like add a ampersand or like a address of operator. I'm pretty sure this is like the reference. Okay, that's it. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and check if it's a tag. And guys, I know like I'm like setting the user inputs here, but I should be lowercasing them. I could have done that as well, but I feel like I want to like be done with this part and then move on to the second part where I write this again, because like I don't want to forget the old material type stuff. Because I do know how to... Actually, I might actually lowercase it. Wouldn't it like be much? Okay, now, next up, I'm gonna go ahead and paste my NPC dialog at index of its access key. So it's gonna go ahead and, respond with dodge there. And then I might go with another else if. Guys, I wanna go ahead and use something where like I don't need to literally use if statements. I wanna use like pattern type stuff, but I feel like I'm not advanced yet. You can still access it. Oh, I see. Okay, next up I'm gonna go with something like if text inputs, let's go with something like text input equals to, let's go with something like a dodge. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I'm gonna go with NPC at index of dodge. Okay, I'm gonna use my NPC dialog at index of dodge, which is basically gonna display the value of my miss, ending with a semicolon. What even is that accent, bro? Guys, I'm confused myself. Okay, that's it. Next time, I'm gonna go with something like if a pair of parentheses. Let's say something like if my text input. Okay, if my text input equals to, let's go with something like by. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. I'm gonna go with a pair of ankle braces, and then, excuse me, guys, I'm gonna go with NPC dialog at index of, let's say something like by, which which displays the value of their well-worthy opponent. Okay, perfect, and that's actually pretty much it. I might go with an else as well. Let's go with something like else if of curly braces. I'm gonna add a standard console output with an insert. Maybe I go ahead and type something like NPC dialog. Okay, at index of error. Okay, I might go with something like error, which is going to be equal to, let's say, something like the value of, did I spell NPC dialog wrong? dialoge. If my NPC dialog is error, then I'm going to say something like, I don't know, maybe I don't understand your language. Guys, it's kind of funny because like I don't understand what, or I don't understand you. Ending with a semicolon. Okay, now here's a question. Why is my NPC dialog here having a red underline, but why didn't these not have it? Use property data instead of static data. NPC dialog attack, NPC dialog dot attack. That is actually cool. Can I use dot attack? Dot attack. Use property data. Can I actually go with dot attack? Because this is like the reference type stuff. Would it not work? Okay, it doesn't work. I think this is like with the with the index. Okay, does a map work like that? That doesn't make sense to me. Honestly, it actually doesn't. That's it. Is this C++? Honestly, it is C++. Okay, how doing Inrush? I appreciate you joining the stream. How doing Parties? I pronounced your name. I appreciate you joining the stream as well. Alright guys, this is actually kind of weird. Why does my NPC dialogue not actually work here, but it like worked up there? Okay, this is actually kind of weird. I did the exact same thing, right? What if I go ahead and like copy that, whoops, and paste it here? Well, that works. Did I have some kind of typos inside, guys? Okay, maybe I change this to something like edit. Okay, and let's change this to something like unclear message, or maybe I just say something like okay, let me say something like no more talks, exclamation. Spelling, guys, I always like make mistakes when it comes to spellings. What are you doing? Honestly, last stream, if you were like actually till the end of the stream, you did see like I added like logic where like my chat was above my players' head. Today, I'm trying to do the same thing, but my NPC responds to my players depending on what values depending on what keys I have here. So if my player says hello, my NPC is going to reply by saying perish full, and the message is going to be displayed on my console and on top of my NPC's head, if that makes any sense. That's it. That's actually pretty much it. Else, I'm going to be going with something like NPC dialog. Okay, at index of, guys, why do I keep spelling dialogue wrong? Okay, let's go with NPC dialog at index of error. Okay, perfect. And that's actually pretty much it. Should I go with the / new line? I might actually go with that, but I don't think right now. Yeah, what's up, Harding Leon? I appreciate you joining the stream. So basic programming, honestly, that does make sense because I don't have like any kind of knowledge when it comes to like AI when adding them in the game. Like I don't know how to like actually implement AI logic in my game, so I am like going from the very basics. That said, let me go ahead and hit Control S to save the code and run the command. Let's see what happens now. Okay, till I get my first window here, you can just do map text input instead of error checks. I see your map name, not map. Oh, I see. Okay, that's it. Let's see if this actually works. Honestly, it's not actually going to work. Hold up, guys. Thinking about that, I did not even like declare my method here. What was my method called again, guys? NPC dialog. I gotta go ahead and use my method inside of my main function. So I might go somewhere here. Should I like use my method inside my main function? I could actually. Okay, should it go under under my graphic before? Actually, after my apply physics, I might go with something like a comment that says something like NPC dialogues. Okay, I'll just go with storyline. Let's go with something like storyline. Okay, your map name, not a map. I don't think he sees your map name, not a map. Your map name. Hold up, guys. Did I like make a typo here? Okay, your map name, not map. Map name. Hold on, guys. Did I like actually make a typo here when I type map? It says map. Okay, so I have a standard map, which is standard string for my key, standard string for my value as well. I think it's correct, guys. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and do something here. Let's go with something like my chat dot the npc dialogues is actually dialogues is method that does require parameter of my map ending with a semicolon. Actually, it's not called map, it's called npc dialogues. What's it called? npc dialogues? Let me actually copy this from here. Okay, I don't think he sees it. Ignore it. That's not what I'm trying to say. Oh, I see. Okay, that's it. Let's scroll all the way down here. Let's paste this here. And now it should work. If I did Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. So I get my console here. I get my window here. Okay, let's see. So my player is up here. He can jump. He can move. If I hit shift and type something like hello. Okay, the NPC doesn't reply saying something. Shouldn't my NPC reply saying something? Maybe. Let's scroll all the way up to my class. Okay, I think I should go with something like a standard console output. Let's go with something like a standard console output. Okay, with an insertion operator of my NPC's dialogue. Then I go with another insertion operator of a standard end line ending with a semicolon. Let's copy this. Let's go ahead and paste it here. Okay, guys, there's actually no way. I actually forgot how the standard console output. Okay, let's paste it here. Let's paste it here. And let's paste it here. I'm gonna go now, okay? Honestly, I appreciate you sticking through the stream, Leon. I'll catch you next stream. Okay, so first is for hello. Second is for attack. Okay, third is for dodge. Fourth is for buy. Lastly, fifth is for error. Okay. Hello, you Christian? Honestly, I don't think I'm Christian. That's it. Let's scroll all the way down here. Now, if I did Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. So, I get my console up here. What up, guys? No more talks. No more talks. Okay, guys, my default else clause. Oh, I see. Okay, so I wanna only add a else clause if none of these conditions are met. If I don't talk anything and I am being static, that doesn't actually mean something. Okay, so I might go with something like an else clause here. Inside my else clause, I'm gonna go ahead, copy that first. I'll go with something like if a parentheses. Let's say something like if my text input. Okay, I don't want to go ahead and write every single one. How long it takes to learn programming? Honestly, it depends on the amount of time you invest in learning it. Said, how far are you? Honestly, I feel like I'm almost like done with this part. I did like add my chat logic on my player, a chat logic on my, what should we call it, map from my storyline. Now I just gotta display my chat, my enemies' chat on the window and on the console type stuff. Hello, I'm back. How are you doing, the non-bro? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, I might actually not add a else clause here for the time being. I want to just see if it works type stuff. If I did Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. I get my console here. Okay, all I know is print hello. Honestly, I haven't tried the, print in like C++. I do use standard console output. That's it. If I were to shift and say something like hello, it says perish fool. Why does it spam perish fool? Okay, it actually like spams perish fool while I type hello. Huh, what language is that, bro? Honestly, it is C++. Could there be a reason that it like spams my it spams guys, I forgot what I wanted. It spams my perish fool, my value. When I tap my key, I just wanted to say it once. So if my text input is hello, then standard console outputs, I want to say something like perish fool. You can just put text input variable in the map. Okay, like standard console output npc dialog text input. Honestly, guys, I could actually do that. Hold on, guys. Let's change this to something like text input in my map. So I'm going to go with something like text input. If I did this, then like just one would actually work, and this is going to be npc dialog. npc dialog is my map though, it's not my values. I don't think it makes sense if I went npc dialog. So standard console output, npc dialog. Oh, npc dialog text input. Hold on, guys. Standard console output, this is npc dialog text input. Text input. Okay, it represents depending on my text input. That does make sense. I wouldn't need these else ifs here in that case. Okay, let's go ahead and delete these. Not there. Honestly, guys, yeah, it took me a while to figure it out. Just one if statement would work in that case. If text input equals to, I might actually not add this part. I might not need my entire if statement here in that case. Would it make sense if I didn't need my if statement here? With another insertion operator, let's see. Okay, hiding Benny, I appreciate you joining the stream. Standard console output NPC dialog. Okay, body controllers to save the code and run the command. Let's see what happens. Can you help in making a class 12 project on computer science? Okay, replace the if block. I see. Okay, so let's get my console there and my window here. Now let's type something like hello. I forgot to hit shift, guys. Let's go with something like hello. It says perish fool. Guys, it's actually spacing so much. Replace the if block. I mean, what if I actually added this inside of my main loop instead of just having it up here? Let's go ahead and delete this. Let's scroll all the way down. Yeah, it would. I think because you process on every keystroke, not every enter press. Oh, I see. Okay. Hold on, guys. In that case, that actually fixes almost everything. Hold up, guys. Let me add something like Control-Shift-Z here. Well, in that case, I could actually go ahead and copy this part. So let's copy that part real quick. Who even are you guys? I think I'm just like a random guy. Okay, let's go ahead and delete this part real quick. Okay, now let's see. Does the text display for each screen render? I am going to be displaying on my window, but first I want to display it on my console since variables are equivalent to their values. Therefore, you can just use a variable as the key access. That does make sense, guys. Now, inside of my, inside of my event loop, when I go with something like enter checks, my enter checks is all the way above my class. So like my text event class, I check something like enter here. Now, depending on what I actually displayed, I want to do something. I'm going to go ahead and paste this part here. Okay, this is my NPC dialog. So, my class here, my text events class does require another parameter of my map. So this is going to be something like a standard map with a pair of ankle braces that consist of standard string as my key and a standard string as my value. Okay, and this is going to be called something like NPC dialogs. I might copy this to save time. Let's go ahead and paste it here. There we go. Okay, what are you deep? What was Sudeep? Guys, I think I actually pronounced it wrong. I'm not understanding the shit, but I don't know why I enjoy it. Guys, I think because like this does sound kind of cool. Okay, now if I did Control S to save the code and run the command, guys, that was actually genius when saying clicking error. Hold on, guys, maybe I scroll all the way down here. I forgot to fill in a parameter here. Okay, let's scroll all the way down here. My chat on requires a parameter of my NPC dialog. If I scroll all the way down here as well, let's go ahead and delete this part. Now if I did Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. I get my console here and I get my window here. Guys, I have a strong feeling this is going to work. Okay, now mind it's a meme, guys. I should keep up with memes. I feel like I'm really outdated when it comes to like memes and all that stuff. Okay, I feel like an old guy, guys. Okay, what language is this? Honestly, it is C++. Now, if I hit shift and type something like hello, my NPC replies by saying perish fool. That is actually, guys, I think Talsman here is the programming genius. Okay, let's go ahead and eat some oats. I'm kind of starving. Say GPT to create a program like me. Say I want a program language named name. I want that here is like code, www create, input or other. I don't think ChatGPT can actually create a program or call something, actually create a real world program, if that makes any sense, like your programming language. Start tutorial, bro. I want to start tutorials really bad, guys. I really do enjoy teaching you guys. But before I do teach you guys, I do want to actually, learn the stuff myself. Because I feel like even though I do know a basic stuff now that I actually do, I feel like I'm not that good when it comes to like actually understanding the whole concept, if that makes any sense, guys. Let's add a standard console output with another insertion operator that says something like mage. Okay, mage says perish fool. Now I just got to display it on my window. I don't even know how to C++. I only know JavaScript, guys. Only knowing JavaScript and actually figuring this out is actually genius. Okay, but I created an HTML and C++. That does sound kind of cool. Okay, bro, do you know about Linux coding? Guys, when I was actually building my PC here, like I did like create a new PC because my old mini PC wasn't working. I wanted to go with Linux as the operating system, but I went with Windows because I was like out of time and I didn't want to like use a new kind of environment type stuff like Linux because I am used to Windows, but I do want to try Linux. Okay, which city you're based in, guys? Say city is actually kind of crazy. Okay, how do you make a compiler slash interpreter in HTML? I haven't like learned HTML. If you start this, I consider sub or on sub you easy. You know what, guys? I just need a tiny bit of persuasion. I do want to make tutorials and I don't have college anymore, so might as well make some tutorials. I might actually start with tutorials, guys. And I do appreciate the new sub as well, guys. Okay, the Indian accent just hurts my ears. Guys, that does actually sound kind of crazy. Okay, that's it. Now that I actually displayed my stuff on my console, I want to display that on my window. To do that, I could go ahead and, let's see, maybe I want to go ahead and create another texture. So I'm going to scroll all the way up to my Chats's class. After my storyline right here, my NPC dialogues, I'm going to come all the way here. Where is the place where I actually display my text on window? So this is display text on window. I want to go ahead and display my NPC text on my window as well. So I'm going to go ahead and create another void method called something like display NPC text on window. Let's go with something like display NPC text on window. Let's go with NPC text or NPC dialogue. So dialogue display NPC dialogue on Windows' function that does not or does not require any parameters. It might require parameter of my renderer, my font, x-axis, y-axis, and scale. So I might go with something like SDL underscore renderer with an asterisk to a renderer's local variable. I think I spelled renderer wrong here. Okay, Linux is best, bro. 100% pre-installed tools. I see. Okay, stupid nonsense. Don't understanding anything. Okay, bro, can you tell me which language are you using, stupid boy with nonsense knowledge? Honestly, I am using C++. I'm learning, like, how to use C++ in SDL3. That said, can we do lead code problems in HTML? I haven't, like, started lead code yet. I've been, like, holding myself back. HTML only defines document structures, not interactivity. JavaScript is what makes HTML do stuff. I see that. Actually sounds kind of cool. That said, I firstly require a renderers parameter. Next up, I require a TDF underscore font. So I require a font for my text as well. And then let's say I require something like a floating point for x-axis, a floating point for y-axis, a floating point for scale as well. Okay, perfect. And then I go ahead and add a pair of curly braces. Now, when displaying something on my window, I do want to go ahead and create a color. So I'm going to go with SDL underscore color. This is a structure that consists of the color of my text on my window. Fix that accent, buddy. Guys, fix accent is kind of crazy. Dialogue is American. Dialogue is British spelling. Honestly, guys, I haven't even spelled dialogue ever, so I don't even know how do you actually spell it. D-I-A-L-O-G. Let me actually check. So, how to spell dialogue. Guys, I feel like autocorrect kind of ruined me. Okay, the correct spelling is D-I-A-L-O-G. Okay, that was actually correct. So, let me actually fix it. So, D-I-A-L-O-G. Okay, D-I-A-L-O-G. Okay, guys, this actually makes more sense as well. Let's go ahead and copy that. Paste it here, paste it here, paste it here, and paste it here. Okay, paste it here as well. Alright, perfect. Now let's go all the way up here when I require parameter. This is going to be of my NPC dialogue. HTML is so basic. I haven't started, but I've heard that it's kind of, what should we call it? It's kind of easy to learn. Okay, hey, can you briefly explain what you're exactly doing? Honestly, give me a sec. Let me actually paste this here. I might run the code again, guys, to actually show you guys the progress. Okay, let's go ahead and paste it above my main loop. Where did I create a map? That's game variables. This is going to be my main loop. There we go. Let's paste it here. Okay, there we go. Now, if I hit Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. So, guys, there's a small error up here. Let me fix my NPC dialogues spelling here as well. Okay, now if I hit Control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. Can you make Lord Mobile's game bot? Honestly, guys, I actually don't think I can do that because like it might be a bit too advanced. Guys, all these tiny errors up here. Okay, I forgot to actually complete this. So I'm going to go with something like color, which is going to be equal to, let's go with something like a pair of curly braces 00235. I want my NPC text that is displayed on my window to be black. ending with a semicolon. Okay, if that actually fixes the stuff, let me just remove this for now. Okay, now let's hit Control S to save the code and run the command and see what happens. Wait, I can create a bot? Oh, I see, that actually sounds kind of cool. Okay, dialogue is also correct. Dialogue is American dialogue if you're British. I see. Okay, are you gay? Why are you talking like one? Guys, I'm actually not gay. Okay, hey, can you briefly explain? Okay, guys, so basically what I'm doing here, this is my first window where my main game loop actually runs. I can move my player using D and A, using clicking D and A on my keyboard. If I hit space, I jump. If I type something, nothing is being displayed on my window. But if I hit left shift and then type hello, a text is displayed above my player's head that if I move around, it like follows my player. If I hit right shift, that disables like typing. If I hit left shift, I can type again by typing something like this. If I hit enter, it displays on my console. Depending on what I say, my mage replies to me, if that makes any sense. Okay, 1 second please, or more, I see. Okay, what are you programming, bro? Honestly, I am like using C++. Okay, hey, use your real voice. Guys, this is my real voice. Okay, let's see. Next up, let's cancel all these errors. And now, let's go ahead and display my NPCs text on my window. To do that, I could use the SDL_colors structure, which is going to be represented by colors of the local variable. That is going to be equal to a pair of curly braces, something like 000 for an RGB value, and 255 for an alpha/opacity, how transparent or how not transparent I want my color to be. Once I'm done with that, I gotta go ahead and create a surface as well, because I do need, like, surface is basically where my text is going to be on my window. Now, for creating a surface, I could go ahead and use the SDL_surface structure. Okay, that is going to be consisting of something like a mage text surface. Okay, so mage text is going to be equal to, let's go with something like the TDF_, actually, I think it's the TDF_render text blended function. Render text_blended function. Now, this function does require a few parameters. Guys, I think I spelled something wrong. Render, R-E-N-D-E-R. There we go. So, render text blended function. This function requires a few parameters. It requires a font parameter, a text parameter, a size parameter, and a color parameter. Have you aid? Honestly, I haven't like heard of aid. Bro, drop Nightbot in live stream. Some people are spamming here. Guys, that does make sense. I do like had Nightbot. For some reason, Nightbot doesn't even like work. Like, I set Nightbot to even at timers like every once in a while. I gotta check if like it's something related to my settings or something, but my Nightbot does not work. Like, I have been like, should I go to my live chat instead of like whatchamacallit, top chat? C++ can be converted into HTML. I see. Bro, I want to convert C++ to be HTML. Okay, guys, here I had like a question as well. So my question was like, I actually forgot what it was. What up, guys? Let's add my font parameter here. Okay, and then let's go with something like my text. In this case, my text is gonna be my NPC dialogue. So I'm gonna go with something like my I'm going to be requiring a parameter of my map as well. In that case, let's copy that. Okay, let's go ahead and paste it here as a parameter. Alright, guys, my question was, I was trying to actually use Python and C++, but I am having like a hard time doing that. I did install Python and I like set it in a separate project, but should I actually add it to my environment variable inside of my C++, if that makes any sense? Okay, HTML defines document structure. It gives white paper. I see. Okay, what the have piece? There we go. Nightbot, like, it still flags messages. Nightbot does work. Okay, what the have a PC mode on a tablet? I see. Hi, bro. Can you do me a favor? I forgot my phone password, but now its data was essential for me. So if you have any idea to unlock the phone without losing data, I would like recommend you to go to like a cell phone shop or something who is actually pretty good with that, because I don't think I'm like good with like hardware type stuff. That's it. Let's see. So I require a font parameter. I require a constant character parameter. So I might go with something like my NPC dialogue. My NPC dialogue. Okay, at index of my input text. Let's go with something like input text. Okay, and this is a constant string, not a C string. So I'm gonna go with something like C strings as function. Okay, does it? I think it's text input, guys. Hold up, guys. Let's go with something like text input. Okay, now I'm gonna get my .c string outside this. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that and paste it somewhere here. That worked, guys. I was actually kind of scared thinking it won't work. Next up, I'm going to be needing a length. Since I don't have a length, I'm going to set this to be 0. And lastly, I need a color, which in this case is going to be my colors as local variable here. Then I go ahead and end my entire function with a semicolon. Now, I got this error before as well. Why am I seeing a red underline here even though I set a color up here? Because my structure is supposed to be a pointer. So I'm going to go ahead and add a asterisk up here. Guys, I'm so glad that I got this error before I know exactly how to fix this. Okay, you can't really unlock a phone. You need some data experts or some really high chance of not working complex mods and shit on the phone. Okay, just ask data expert for like, what is your font variable? Honestly, it is set to the, whatchamacallit, it is set in my main loop. I think it is the Open Sans Italic. There we go. So it's TDF font, it's the Open Fonts Italic, and the size is 24. Okay, bro, what is Sanskrit programming language? I haven't actually heard of that. That's it. Is it like a new programming language? It does sound kind of cool though. Okay, that's it. This is actually pretty much it for my parameters. Actually, my color and font here. Actually, color and surface here. Now that I'm done creating a surface, I want to check if my surface was created properly. So I'm going to go with something like if April parentheses. Let's say something like if mage text. If my mage text surface was created properly, I'm going to go ahead and do something. Firstly, I want to, let's say, maybe eat some oats. I'm kind of starving, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and create a texture. This is C++ on, what is it? C or C++? Honestly, it is C++. That's it. I'm gonna go with something like SDL underscore texture. So if my mage was created properly, I'm gonna be a texture called something like mage texture. This is actually, I might go with something like Texas texture because this is my mage's Texas texture. There we go. Now my mage's texture or like my text texture is gonna be equal to, let's go ahead and use the SDL underscore create texture from surface function. From surface, there we go. And guys, if I'm actually correct, we use the create texture from surface for like pixel perfect collision as well. So now that I'm getting kind of used to using create texture from surface, understanding how surfaces and textures work together with each other, I might actually work on pixel perfect collision as well. That's it. Now my create texture from surface function requires two parameters. First is going to be my renderer, which is going to be my renderer's parameter here. Second is going to be my texture. In this case, it's going to be my mage texture or my mage text. Is it going to be the memory address? I think it's going to be the memory address. There we go. Okay, maybe not the memory address. Once I'm done with that, I go ahead and end my texture with a semicolon. Okay, is anyone here who knows Java? Honestly, Vic, what did you eat? Honestly, I am like eating oats because like usually I do eat this as breakfast. I don't want to like drop it or something. I usually eat this as breakfast, as my breakfast, but today I didn't have time to eat that, so I was just eating it on stream type stuff. Okay, that's it. Next up, once I'm done with this, once I'm done setting a texture, creating a surface, I want to go ahead and get the my surface's width and height. Okay, every night you come to my shorts. This is my sign to do coding, guys. Baby Joel, I do recommend you coding. Good luck with coding. If you do have any questions, let me know. I try my best to help you guys, but don't actually quote me on that. That's it. Next up, I'm gonna go with something like a floating point variable of my textures is width and my textures height, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, that's because you're subscribed, guys. That does actually make sense. I do appreciate you guys for that, though. Yeah, I need help because in reverse engineering, almost every file has Java codes, and I'm in Python. Honestly, I might actually start a Java series soon. That's it. Let's see. So I might go ahead and use the SDL underscore get texture size function. Okay, my get texture size function gets my textures size because I don't want to use like magic numbers for my texture size, so they're gonna be stretched up and everything. I want the original size. This function requires three parameters. The first parameter is going to be my texture, which is my text texture in this case. The second parameter is going to be the memory address of my textures' width and the memory address of my textures' height. Then I end my function with a semicolon. I only know Java Island in Indonesia. Guys, I never knew there was something called a Java Island. Anyone said Java? Yes, zero. Okay, that's it. Now, once I'm done getting my textures as width and height, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say display my texture on my windows. So to do that, I could go ahead and use the SDL underscore render texture function. What this function basically means is like it renders my texture on my screen. Now my render texture function does require a bunch of parameters. Okay, I do have a DST rect. Okay, my direction rect. I have a direction rect here, but then that is for my okay, this is going to be my mage DST rect. So actually my hero DST rect. Okay, let's go with something like my hero DST rect because I want to create another one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Let's paste it here. And okay, you know what, guys? I'm just going to leave it to be DST rect because I just realized I'm going to get like errors down as well because I used this name like a bunch of times. Okay, that said, is there some kind of error here? Okay, my first error is here. My second error is going to be all the way down here with the DST rex. Okay, my DST rex is correct, guys. I didn't want to mess with it. Hold on, guys. Let's go with Control-Shift-Z. There we go. Actually, let's go with Control-Z. This is going to be DST rex. There we go. That fixed the errors. Now, I'm going to go ahead and create another SDL_F rect. This is going to be called something like my Mage DST rect. Mage DST rect. Okay, and then I enter with a semicolon. Now, I want to set in a few parameters for my Mage DST rect. For example, I could go with something like my Mage DST rect dot width is going to be equal to my textures' width multiplied by my scale, ending with a semicolon. And then I'll go with something like my Mage DST rect dot height equals to my textures' height multiplied by my scale, ending with a semicolon. Can you write a program to set new girlfriend? Guys, setting new girlfriend is kind of crazy. That said, don't learn Java. There isn't any market or anything for it. Learn HTML plus JavaScript, maybe CSS. I say to learn them together because they really link together. Constantinu, is that how you pronounce it? My work tells me to learn C++ and C#, but I started as a Python dev full stack, so my work shouting to learn C. Guys, I do know like C and C++, like C++ in general for me was really was really entertaining compared to Python. Python was fun. It is still really fun. I might actually use it with C++ as well for the AI logic, but I feel C++ will make my brain run even more. Okay, that's it. Now that I have created my DST rex, I'm going to go ahead and add in a few parameters. The first is going to be my renders parameter. There we go. The second is going to be my texture, which in this case is going to be my text texture. The third is going to be a source rect. Since I don't have a source rect, I'm going to go ahead and set that to be null PDR. Lastly, the fourth parameter is going to be my Mage DST rect. Basically, what the DST rect means is like is the direction of my rect, which in this case I'm going to set the memory address of my direction rect. And then I add my entire function with a semicolon. Now guys, before the mistake that I used to do is I used to destroy my texture before I actually drew it on my window. This time I draw my texture first and then I destroy my texture. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the SDL_destroy Python. Guys, Python does sound kind of cool. It might be actually that does sound kind of a cool name. Instead of calling like Python and C++ together, I might actually call it Python. Okay, let's go with something like destroy texture. Now, my SDL_destroy textures function does require a parameter of my text's texture, ending with a semicolon. Then I exit outside of my if statement and also destroy my surface. So I'm gonna go with something like SDL_destroy surface with a pair of parentheses that does require a parameter of my text surface. Okay, perfect. Then I go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Okay, I think it wasn't called. Okay, it was called something like Mage text, not text surface. Let's go with something like Mage text. Okay, perfect. That's actually pretty much it. Now, I gotta use the NPC dialog on Windows' function. Okay, let's scroll all the way down. I think Naruto, I appreciate you joining the stream. For HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are pretty common, so no market or jobs as I know. This is much website making. I know who only has spent 6 months in computer science field. I see that actually sounds kind of fun. Okay, that's it. Now let's scroll all the way down here. Let me go ahead and paste this. Okay, so I'm going to paste my display NPC dialog on window. Is this under my graphics? I think this is like a graphics type stuff. Excuse me guys, I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Let's paste it under my graphics section. Maybe somewhere here. So display NPC dialog on text window. I might go with something like chat.display NPC dialog on window. This function requires a bunch of parameters. It requires render, it requires font, it requires x-axis, y-axis, and a scale. Okay, so I might go with something like renderer. I might go with something like font. I might go with something like x-axis, which is going to be something like 100, y-axis 100. Font is going to be 0.8, ending with a semicolon. The reason I like set a static x-axis and y-axis is because I am going to be like setting these positions, like I'm going to be changing these to be above my NPC, above my mages rect, if that makes any sense. For example, I could go with something like chat.mageDSTRect, mageDSTRect. And guys, I feel this code is like way too unclean. I gotta like clean it up type stuff. Python is pretty awesome because it's easy to understand the logic. That does make sense. Because if I were to use like AI logic using C++, I think it would be like much more complicating compared to if I use Python's logic. He's making a AAA game. Honestly, is AAA game like, I think like AAA game is like a graphics based game where like it's like 3D games. I think I'm making double A. Fact check me though, guys. Okay, he's serious with this craft. Honestly, am I? Okay, that's enemy. It's something, guys. I'm starving. Okay, now I'm gonna use the mage.mageRex's function.x-axis. I'm gonna go ahead and increase that. Don't I have a mage's class, guys? Does my mage's class not have a mage rect? Hold on, guys. Let's go up to my mage's class. There we go. It has a mage rect. Okay, it does have a mage rect. Okay, then where did I mess up here? I'm having 2 errors here, right? Okay, where's my second error? Let's go all the way up to my first error. Can't I like pinpoint my error? Hold on, guys. It's nowhere there. That's the only error that I do have. Equals to mage.mageRect.x-axis plus, let's go with the parentheses, of my hero, actually of my mage. Okay, let's go with something like mage.mageRect. Hold on, guys, there we go. Mage.mageRect.width minus my chat.mageDSTRect. Hold up, guys, let's go with something like mage. And can you guys like see this part? Bro, what the frick? I can't have this much confidence, lol. How is he thinking so quick? Guys, it's all a part of like whatchamacallit. I'm just actually, when it comes like me thinking type stuff, I just have a good poker face until I don't actually figure out what I'm actually doing. That's it. I'm gonna go with something like mage.chat.mageDSTRect divided by 2. Okay, then I ended with a semicolon. Now let's do the exact same thing for my y-axis, because this was my x-axis. And why do I have it red underline here? What if I hover over it? It says no operator minus matches these operands, operand types, floating point, SDL underscore F rect. Should I set a floating point rect? Half of GTA 6 code written by Vivek. Guys, half of GTA 6 code written is actually kind of crazy. Okay, I took a break from reverse engineering. It was so boring because I spent straight 15 hours, but I can't find that I want to. Guys, 15 hours is actually crazy. Okay, he's just giving his demo code. He's written GTA 6 before. Guys, writing GTA 6 is kind of crazy. Okay, that said, I go with chat.mageDSTRect. Okay, can't I use mageDSTRect here? I think I was doing everything correct. Maybe mage.mageRex's width, I subtract that by my chat.mageDSTRect. What if I scroll all the way up here to my chatsys class? Maybe my chatsys class does actually okay, does it have a mage? Okay, it has a mageDSTRect here. Maybe I did not set my mage's x-axis and y-axis. Or my... Yeah, I don't think I set my mage's x-axis and y-axis. I did actually here, so I think it should work. Maybe I go with something like mageDSTRect. Alright guys, let's go with something like DSTRect.x-axis equals to the x-axis parameter ending with a semicolon. And then my mageDSTRect.y-axis equals to my y-axis parameter ending with a semicolon. What's wrong with the accent, guys? I've been trying to figure that out myself. Okay, don't challenge him, guys. I feel like challenge is kind of crazy. Oh no, 103 viewers. Why not 300 plus? Okay, let's see. Let's scroll all the way down here. Now let's see. If I were to scroll all the way here, why do I see an error here? Maybe what if I go ahead and... Okay, this is my mage's rect. I copy everything from here. What if I change this to hero just for seeing something? And then I change this to be something like hero rect. Would this work? And then this is going to be my DST rect, chat.DST rect. What if this is just my DST rect and not my mage DST rect? Okay, let's change this back to mage. Let's go with a bunch of control Z's. There we go. Okay, that is my mage DST rect. I'm just gonna change this to DST. Okay, that doesn't work either. Am I doing something wrong here, guys? Maybe 98 people are here for ASMR. Guys, do I actually have ASMRs? I might actually start doing it. It sounds kind of cool, though. Hiding the one, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, I think I did everything correct here, though. Fine, maybe I'm gonna check what error I get later on. For the time being, I'm gonna go with something like chat.mage DST rect. Let's go with something like mage DST rect dot y-axis is gonna be equal to my hero dot my mage dot let's say something like mage rect dot y-axis minus my chat dot let's say something like mage DST rect, okay, dot height minus 10, ending with a semicolon. Now here's the thing, I have a small red underline here. Could it be because of a logic or Indian, right? Honestly, I haven't been to India yet, but I might actually visit or something. I'm kind of excited for that, guys. That's it. Let me think really hard, guys. I have a mage DST rect here and a mage rect. What is the main idea that is trying to escape from this code right here? So I'm saying my chat's DST rect. Is chat's DST rect not the same as my mate? Hold up, guys. Maybe I change this to be DST rect and then this to be DST rect as well. Okay, that did not fix it. That's my mage and mage. Okay, what is the difference between chat DST rect and mage DST rect? Can we write C++ in Python? Honestly, we can do that. I'm trying to figure out how to do that actually. Maybe once my Python for 100 series is over, I'm going to be trying to use Python in my C++ code, if that makes any sense. All we got to do is initialize Python in C++. How about C plus equals to 1? I don't think I gotta use augmented assignment operators here because, how about C plus equals to 1? I don't think I'm using augmented assignment operator because I want to set the position. This is to set their position. I'll add something to it. Maybe I'll hit Control S to save the code and run the command. Let's see the error that I get. Okay, let's see. Let's cancel that part. Okay, the error that I get is chat display NPC dialog on window function does not take 5 parameters. Binary no global operator found. Oh, I see. Okay. Guys, I'm so stupid. I see all these parameters here. So it takes... Guys, you guys see the tiny red underline here? That's why it was messing up. I require render parameter, have that font parameter, x-axis, y-axis, and a scale parameter, and a NPC dialog parameter. Guys, I didn't see the parameter here. This is going to be my NPC dialog. So I'm going to go with something like N. This is going to be NPC dialog. There we go. Alright, perfection in a cup, guys. Now this should fix this part as well. Okay, that did not fix this part, but I think that was some kind of progress, guys. Red line is on top also. That does make sense, guys. Okay, your GPT created a D program language. It's so cool. Did it actually? Okay, if I did Control S to save the code, let's see the error that I get again. Okay, please give me some code to impress. Girl, guys, I don't think there's any code like that. Unless someone is a programmer and they do prefer person that do actually program, that makes any sense. Okay, that's let me actually eat some more oats, guys. Respect, brother, please speak. Guys, I don't know why the Nightbot only deletes message and flags it when it's just in caps. Respect, brother, please speak slowly. It's difficult for us to understand your fluent English. Thank you. That does make sense, guys. I should actually speak slowly. Many of you guys did say me that. You need to add a value for chat.mage DST rect. I think I added a value. Let me scroll all the way up real quick. That does make sense. Right now, it's my textures is width and height. So if I were to scroll all the way up here, when I go with something like my mage texture has x-axis, y-axis, width and height. Something is not adding up here, guys. Hold up, let me scroll all the way up here. Now, under my chats class, where I did actually create my parameters here. I have mage DST rect. I might be confusing my chat class's mage DST rect by my mage's class's mage DST rect. Am I actually doing that stuff? Guys, I think I'm actually doing that stuff. Let's scroll all the way down here. Okay, so my chat says mage DST rect. So my chat has a mage DST rect. My mage has mage rect. So mage DST rect. I think it's correct, honestly. It looks actually correct, guys. I might have to ask sensei/ChatGPT where I'm messing up here. You need to add a value for chat.mageDSTRect. I did add that. Code for code. Huh. Okay, maybe guys I go with something like control so you get sensei/ChatGPT here. Guys, ChatGPT is still loading. This is like, I don't know how long has it been. Ever since I first started streaming, ChatGPT has been loading. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this here. Go with shift enter and say something like sensei. I tried adding a texture for my mage's storyline / text as well, but when I try setting the position of my text to be above my mage's head, it shows me a red underline in the minus part. Okay, Pentagon want him to finish in 2 hours. I see. Vivek, I'm gonna scream not because you made a mistake, but because this is, excuse me guys, but because this is so obvious that even a golden retriever with a keyboard would have caught it. Look at this line very carefully. Chat.mageDSTRect.x-axis equals to mageDSTRect. Do you see it? Do you see the crime you have committed against logic and all program? Chat.chat.DSTRect is a structure. A whole structure. You're trying to subtract a structure from a float. Of course the compiler is looking at you with pure disappointment. You probably meant to use chat.mageDSTRect.width. I meant to use x-axis. I think this is what I meant to do, guys. Okay, chat.mageDSTRect. Guys, these are the kind of silly mistakes that I talk about. This is going to be width here. I'm going to go ahead and subtract it by my width. That was kind of stupid, guys. I should have actually figured this part out. These are the small mistakes that it's like almost impossible for me to look. That said, if I were to controllers to save the code and run the command and see what happens. I get my console here. And then waiting for my window to compile. There we go. Okay, let's get it all the way here. Let's get my console there so you guys can see it as well. I don't think you guys can like see my mage. Let me get my hero a bit closer so I can get my window a bit here. I'm pretty sure you guys can see my mage now. Yes, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. Hi, slowly. I appreciate you joining the stream. Now, if I hit shift, enable my chatting, type something like hello, hit enter. My mage sees perish fool here, but it does not say it above my mage's PNG here. To fix that, let's see, did I go ahead and use my display mage on Windows this class? So let's see. So display NPC dialog. Okay, it does not display my dialog on my screen. Vivek is a 700 kg in weight, pretending to use CGI to be normal. Guys, I feel like I am like pretty slim. I feel like I'm really thin because I feel like I am about like 90-ish pounds or something like that. I think 150, not 90, guys, my bad. Console is a command line where standard console output writes. I see. Okay, sir, what is console? Honestly, this is console. So if I were to control S to save the code and run the command. So this is my console window. Like if I get my, this is my actual window up here. If I type something like hello here and I hit enter, it goes to my console that is like this black window here. So this is where all the regular typing happens. This is where the textures happen. Okay, but why does my texture not display on my window? Are you eating curd rice? Honestly, I am like eating oats because like I didn't eat breakfast today. So I was like, I cannot stream starving, guys, because if you guys did like watch my stream from like really long time ago, you guys do know like back when I stream for like 5 or 6 hours, after 3 hours of streaming, I used to go and eat some kind of lunch or something so I get energy because I cannot think when I'm starving, guys. That's what I am like done. Okay, perfect guys, I feel like I'm fully rejuvenated by energy. Now let's try fixing this error. So it does not display above my mage's rect though. Okay, my mage does have a rect. Even though like this part works, could it be my scale or my size? Or could it be that I'm using one font? I think one font is fine. He's from Canada, guys. Honestly, I'm not actually from Canada, but that is like close enough. Okay, hey kiddo, where are you from? Okay, that said, let me go with something like Control C, copy that. Let's get some /ChatGPT here. Okay, so after completing the whole thing, because with just, so I go with main.with and all that stuff. Not space here, go with shift and journal, say something like something. Okay, that mistake was kind of embarrassing because it was kind of common. ... That said, even though I fixed it, I can't see the text above my mage's head. Okay, you sound like my teacher, but you're a Greek dude. Guys, do I actually sound like a teacher? He's not Korean spy. That is 700 kilograms, guys. 700 kilograms is kind of crazy. So what's your ChatGPT memory, guys? I feel like it is almost kind of full. That's it, people. Don't you dare be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed right now because the reason the text isn't showing above the mage's head is much bigger, more glorious, chaotic mistake than the last one. I'm about to drag you by the ears. Okay, here's the problem. You're drawing the mage first, then drawing the text message, then moving the mage's text to the proper position after you have it drawn. Drawing the message text, then moving the mage's text to the proper position after you have drawn it. I see. You're basically saying draw the text at 100, 100. Okay, great. Now move it above the mage's head. But don't draw it again. Just let the error imagine it. Of course nothing appears. You're drawing it before you compute its real position. Okay, the simple fix, move this part before you call my display NPC dialog. But hold on, there's an even bigger problem. Inside the NPC dialogs window, you're ignoring your calculated position entirely. You do this, so even when you calculate the correct coordinates, your own function overrides them and slams it back. Stop doing that. The real fix, remove X and Y. Okay, I wasn't actually gonna keep that stuff. Okay, do this, display. Okay, that's let's go all the way here. Please sponsor my 12-month ChatGPT Plus. Guys, I haven't used ChatGPT Plus even once. Like, if I do go to my ChatGPT here, there we go. I do use like the regular ChatGPT. Like, if I were to go all the way here, you guys can like see it's still like completely free, guys. I always use free ChatGPT. And this was the chat that I was using to figure out how to use like Python with C++ because I didn't have time off stream because I don't have college anymore. That said, now what I was basically doing wrong here is I gotta go ahead and add my position before I actually display my chat on my screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually maybe go with a bunch of Control Z's real quick. And I'm gonna copy this graphics section, delete it from there, and maybe paste it somewhere here. So I draw my text first and then I draw my NPC. As soon as he has an error that ain't a typo, he just gives ChatGPT all the manpower. Guys, that does actually make sense. But when I do get like an error type stuff, I usually fix it if I've like experienced the error before. For example, like when I had a few errors with adding a pointer towards my, I forgot what was it, towards my structure, like the SDL structure. But the reason I do go with ChatGPT is because I've never seen that error before, so I don't know like how to approach it, if that makes any sense. That said, now let's go ahead and remove my x-axis and y-axis. I was eventually going to remove this part. I just added it for like testing something. What up, guys? Where's my x-axis and y-axis? Let's scroll all the way down. There we go. Let's remove those two. Okay, perfect. Try a stream where you don't use AI. That does make sense, guys. There was like a few streams where I don't actually use ChatGPT when it comes to like errors. For example, last stream, I don't think I did actually use ChatGPT. I did like use it for like saying something like I'm live and all that, but maybe when I have a few errors, I do use them. That said, now if audit control has to save the code and run the command, I get my console here, and then I get my window. Okay, let's see. Often reading the error message tells why. I did like read the error text though. Okay, that said, let me say something like hello. Maybe I move my player a bit in front so you guys can like see the whole thing. Okay, here's my console as well. Now, if I were to say something like hello after hitting shift to enable my chat, okay, it says Perish Fool, but it does not display on my window. Why could that be? Okay, let's think. What is... I think ATL is at all. Okay, I meant all. Oh, okay, guys. I thought it's some kind of short forms. Okay, that said, I don't think that works. So I'll go with a bunch of Control Z's. Guys, I think I gotta like, whatchamacallit, think this part through again. Let's go with something like a dot W. Now, let's think. What could the reason be that my hero's text is displayed above his head, but my mage's text is not displayed above his head? Maybe I gotta drink some water to like hydrate myself so I can think properly. Okay, let's see. I thought something new tech launched. Okay, Alibaba. Okay, that's it. Let me go ahead and hydrate my lips as well. It's kind of dehydrated. And guys, when I do drink water, like hydrate my lips, it's not because it's actually dehydrated. I'm actually thirsty. I'm trying to think what I'm actually going to do now. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Let's go all the way up here. So basically, why my player's message is being displayed on his screen is because of its structure. The reason my NPC's text is not being displayed on his screen could be either because of my structure, either because I need a separate font for it. I might create two separate fonts. So did I have a function where I load fonts? There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. Let's paste it here. I'm gonna go ahead and load a second font. This is gonna be my mage font. There we go. My mage font is gonna be Open Sans Italic as well. First, let's try that. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste my mage's font all the way up here. Let's go with something like mage font. I don't think this is going to be the issue, but let's check it. You talk a lot, hence lips dry. That does make sense, guys. Okay, that said, if I were to run the code, I get my console here, and then I get my window here as well. There we go. Okay, a man once got diagnosed medically with chapped lips and was told to use lip balm. Stupid patient. Stupid patient. Guys, when we have chapped lips, for some reason, I either use Vaseline or lip balm. That's it. Let's hit shift to enable my chatting. Go with something like hello. My mate still does not reply, so the font is not the issue here. So I could go with a bunch of Control Z's, delete that font up. And now let's go with the second fix that I was about to do. Let's add W here. The second fix I was thinking about is if I were to go to my chats class up here. Now, under my chats class, under my display NPC dialogues section, maybe I cannot display my NPCs dialogue. Okay, because my SDL_return is inside of my text events structure and not inside of my display NPC dialogue on Windows and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and already mic testing. Alright, perfect. Let's go to my SDL3 project, guys. For some reason, my PC just like it just went off for some reason. It said your PC ran into some problem type stuff. That's it. I gotta open my chats again. Okay, perfect. I didn't expect everything open at once, guys. There we go. Okay, you need a girl to moist your lips, guys. Girl to moist your lips is kind of crazy. Okay, that said, your PC is not able to handle that complex code, guys. Does that make sense? Because I don't have like I don't have a graphics card in my PC. I use a graphics card like that is integrated inside of my motherboard. Okay, is that the reason? Cool content, guy. Nice to watch you. Honestly, I appreciate you. Hence, okay, I appreciate you. Hence, it actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, now the thing that I was actually thinking about that I messed up. Let me think again, guys. The PC went off, so I forgot everything. Okay, could it be because my dialogue, my return dialogue right here? Let's copy this part. Is inside of my text event and not inside of my NPC dialogues structure. So guys, my Discord open as well. Let's delete that. Okay, let's go ahead and copy this entire stuff from here, my entire case. Okay, instead of my case, I want to go ahead and copy my entire if statement. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Let's paste it inside of my display text on window. Before I really draw my text on my window, I want to go ahead and paste this here. Let's go ahead and paste this. And guys, did my code save before my PC shut down? Because, guys, there's no way it didn't save, right? Because I removed the X-axis and Y-axis from there. Your PC needs water. Okay, guys, I think my PC needs, or maybe something like a graphics card. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and check if my event tab. I might require event variable here as well, so I might go with something like a constant character of, let's say, something like events. Don't I go with constant character of event? Okay, maybe not a constant character. I go with something like constant SDL underscore events. It's a structure that represents, let's say, the memory address of a event variable. Now I check if my event type is key down. If it is, I do something. Oops, let's go with a bunch of control C's. I add a switch, I delete this part, and then I go ahead and use the SDL underscore key codes structure. So I'm going to use the SDL underscore key codes structure, which is going to be having a key as a local variable representing it. That is going to be equal to my event.key.key. So this checks the exact key that's being pressed right now. Okay, let's end it with a semicolon. Yeah, what font is that on your editor? What font? Like this font? I think it's the default font, Mona Lisa. Is it the font's name? Because guys, I actually have no idea what these fonts mean. Your PC needs vitamin gummies, guys. By saying vitamin gummies, I remember I should actually take my vitamin gummies. I actually forgot to take them. Okay, I think I just need 3, guys. There we go. Okay, let me go ahead and just eat them up real quick. And guys, I gotta like keep them upside down because they get stuck in like the roof of my. Let's go with this. Whoops. Okay, they get stuck in the bottom of this thing on my bottle. It doesn't even come off. That's sad. Okay, now it's kind of sour. Okay, I don't want to be in charge of console outputs here. That's it. I want to be in charge of this. If you need the spade font, let me know. The spade font, honestly, I feel like this font is kind of free. Okay, so I add a case here, and then I go ahead and break as well, but I don't want to clear my inputs here, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that part. Go with, there we go. And guys, I feel like I have a really strong hunch that I might actually need to have this event type or this class right here, constant SDL underscore events structure. Is this inside of my parameters that I require? Oh, guys, my bad. I should go ahead and copy this part. Let's delete this from here. This goes right here. There we go. Okay, and guys, I have a strong hunch. I think my void display dialog on Windows should be displayed above my whatchamacallit, what was this event? My text event, because I clear my text input as well, so there's nothing to be displayed on my window type stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this here. I have a strong feeling that this might work. Okay, Mona Lisa font. Okay, let's hit Control S to save the code and run the command and see what happens. I thought I ran into an error. Oh, my bad, guys. I forgot to add the parameter here that I asked myself to add. Right here, I go ahead and require my event variable as a parameter. Maybe I get like half the things down here so it looks kind of cool. There we go. Now if I hit Control S to save the code and run the command and see what happens. Google it. Okay, so I get my console here. There we go. Okay, I get my console here and my window is compiled as well. Let's get that all the way here. And I want to get my hero and my NPC a bit closer so you guys can see it properly. Let's hit shift to enable my chatting. I'll go with something like hey, maybe hello. Moment of truth, guys. It did work. I thought it would have worked, guys, for some reason. That actually felt pretty legit to work. Why does it not work? I'm doing everything correctly, though. Okay, let me think. When I type something, that thing is displayed on the window. When I go all the way up here to like draw my text, do I have these? Oh, I have these parameters here as well. I gotta remove these. There we go. Okay, I think I'm asking for too much, thinking that this might work, but maybe, could be. Okay, now let's think really hard. So when I use my render texture function, I require my render parameter, I require my text textures this parameter, which is my texture right here. Then I go ahead and add a null PER for my source rect and my mage DST rect. The position of my text, it should be displaying it on my window. Why does it not display? My text texture is my renderer and my mage text, which is my surface that consists of my dialogues. My NPC dialogues. Okay, I'm just curious. What if I change my NPC at index of text input to be something like a static of hello? Or maybe I go with something like welcome. Would this work if I did Control S to save the code and run the command? Will there be something displayed on my window? Okay, it is displayed on my window, so I see the error here, guys. Maybe you forgot H1 tag, maybe that's why it's not working. Honestly, it is working. I think I see where I'm messing up. It says welcome here, in case you guys couldn't see it. There we go. The real issue isn't my functions here. The real issue is how I converted my, whatchamacallit? Where's it gone? Oh, I see. My NPC dialogues that I have it right here. How did it get converted? Because I cannot create my my text here. I cannot create a constant string of my NPC dialogues without having any dialogues. My dialogues are here. They're not up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy my dialogues from here. So let's go ahead and copy this. Delete that from here. See, told you. Guys, that does make so much sense. You guys are like geniuses when it comes to stuff like this. That's it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and delete that. Scroll all the way up. I'm gonna go ahead and paste my dialogue. Maybe before I go ahead and paste my color. There we go. Now I have my dialogues here. Now my dialogue is really going to be displayed on my window. If I were to hit Control S to save the code and run the command, guys, I'm like 100% sure this is gonna, maybe not 100, like 90% sure it's gonna work. Okay, let's get my window here. So there we go. Okay, so I get my window here. I have my console up here. Maybe I shift that a bit there to the left. There we go. Now let's get my player a bit front. Let's hit shift to enable chatting. I'm gonna hit something like hello, moment of truth, guys. Perish, fool. Works. Excuse me, guys. If I did enter, both goes to the console. Actually, both does not go to the console. Just one goes to the console. So I might actually, need to add my NPC dialogues under my return here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste it here. There we go. And now if I did Control S to save the code and run the command and see what happens. So I get my console here. Okay. And my window here. Guys, it finally works. Okay, let's type something like hello. I cannot type anything until I don't hit shift. Now that I hit shift, I have access to my chats. Hello, perish fool. If I hit enter, it goes to my console, but now my NPC's dialogue is not going to the console. I don't think that's like a big issue or something. Let's say something like attack. Attack? Is what I'll think can I use? I can use attack with an exclamation. I might remove the exclamation. There we go. No wonder I was like, why does it not work? Let's go with something like attack. Whoops, not a bunch of these. Attack. Oh, maybe guys, my bad. I should go with Control S to save the code and run the command. Now let's see what happens. So I get my window here, or my console here, and then I get my window here. Now let's go ahead and enable chatting. Do you know any stats what gender comes to your life most? Honestly, let me check. I'm pretty sure it is like males, because like I think those were the statistics type stuff. Let me check. Okay, give me a sec, guys. Let me go to my analytics. Okay, let's see. So under the audiences section, if I were to scroll here, go all the way down, it says that 94.9% are males, 4.7% are females, and 0.4% are user specified. Okay, I see. Next up, let's go ahead and exit this part. And guys, I gotta open my stream back in my phone, because in my phone I usually see if my stream is going smoothly type stuff. There we go. Okay, that's it. Now if I just go all the way down, all the way in front here, and then hit something like shift to enable chatting, I'm gonna go with something like hello. Perish, fool. Fine, I'm gonna go with something like attack. Okay, he dodged it. Let's go with something like bye. Farewell, worthy opponent. Okay, hiding arc here. Appreciate you joining the stream, bro. You're transgender? Honestly, no, I am straight. That said, what else were there? Was there something like, I forgot. There was something like dodge as well. Okay, and then errors. So error, no more talks. Okay, so I'm gonna go with something like blah. Blah doesn't work. Okay, let's go with something like dodge. Okay, missed. Alright, perfect guys, it does actually work. Let's exit my console as well. Okay, I sub to say that if you didn't yap 95% of the time, you have an actual game in 80 days. This is terrible in 80 days. Honestly, guys, the 80 days wasn't me actually making a game. The 80 days was me trying to learn C++ as an absolute beginner. Because, guys, I didn't have, like, whatchamacallit, any kind of experience when it comes to it in C++. Damn, all our mails here, guys. I feel like all mails here. That's it. Let's see. Okay, that is actually like pretty much it here. I do want to add like a chat on and off, like where my user can move / can't move if I click like certain buttons. So while my chat is on, I don't want my user to move type stuff, but I might actually do that later on. That said, I want to actually try writing this on my own now again. I mean, I do understand the logic here. I don't think there's a point to like delete and write everything here. Guys, no need to be sad. There are females as well. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Okay, that's actually pretty much it for this. There's nothing else that I can actually think, unless like automating my mage type stuff, that it wouldn't even take that long to do it, honestly. I could actually do it. Let's go ahead and copy this part and let's go ahead and paste it here. I'm just gonna change dragon to be mage. Let's change this to be something like mage. Okay, now before I actually add this stuff here, I'm gonna go with something like if of parentheses, if chat chat on. What's it called? Chat on, guys? I forgot. Oh, actually, I might just go with chat on, not chat on, guys. My bad. Let's go with something like if my chat is not on, that's when I want my mage to be automated. Let's copy that, delete it from here, paste it here. And then if my mage.rect, I'm going to change this to something like mage.rect. Then I'm going to go ahead and copy that part and paste it here. Whoops, paste it here. Goonjra, what's that? Let's copy that. Let's go ahead and paste it here. And then go with something like .x-axis. Okay, Heidi Longshore, I appreciate you joining the stream. We need to write some C++ code to attract girls here, guys. Attracting girls with code is kind of crazy. Okay, can we do makeup in C++? Maybe I could actually. That does sound like a pretty good this thing. I do gotta like make PNGs for that or everything. But guys, what I was actually trying is like a real AI game. This is a storyline based game. Like this is my mage where he does actually exit the window and then comes back here and all that. If I hit shift, he does not move. Let's say something like hello, perish fool. If I hit enter and if I hit right shift, the game resumes type stuff. Hi, what's today's project? Honestly, this basically concludes half of the project today. If I hit shift to like enable my chatting, it pauses. Oh guys, speaking of which, if I pause my game here, I gotta go ahead and copy this part and add it here as well, because like why not? Let's go with something like dragon.dragonrect. Let's go with something like dragonrect. Okay, if I did control S to save the code and run the command, let's see what happens. I get my console here. Okay, and my window here. So these are my two NPCs up here that only move when my chat is off, so they cannot actually attack me once my chat is on. If I hit shift, maybe I'll like hit shift in a bit. There we go. Now everything is paused, guys. I froze time just like JoJo, guys. I did not watch like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, the anime yet, but since I don't have college, I might actually watch it. Let me know if it's actually fun. That's it. I have heard that he stops time type stuff. Let's go with something like hello, perish fool. Are you AI, guys? I'm actually a real person. Not AI. Vivek will definitely become a billionaire one day. Guys, that actually makes the world to me. I appreciate the user. Okay, that's it. If I did enter, the game resumes up. And now if I jump, okay, that's actually pretty much it. Maybe next stream I want to go through something a bit more advanced, because even though it works, even though I do start my chat and I say something like attack, I attack my NPC, he just dodged my attack type stuff. I want the NPC to like have their own conversations, like have a mind of their own, like how chatbots do have. But I think that might be a bit too complex. But I do want to learn that. That's it. I need to let me resume the game. There we go. That's it. I do want to actually add chatbot logic as well, like not chatbot logic, collision detection as well. Maybe next stream I might actually work on pixel perfect collision, but I want to still work on AI logic. I'm kind of confused. That's it. If I hit enter, hold up guys, let's on my chat, hit enter, it displays on my console. Now if I hit H, it shows my histories. If my chat is off and I hit H, that displays my histories up. So it says the two histories that I did, like the two attacks that I did so far was a greeting message, hello, and an attack message. Okay, that said, I think this is like pretty much it for this. I want to work on AI logic now, but I don't know what to do. I might have to say ChatGPT what to do next. Whoops, guys, I actually deleted everything by mistake. There we go. Now, let me actually get Sensei/ChatGPT up here, paste it, go with shift enter, and say something like, Sensei, I fixed the logic exclamation. That said, do you know what's the next thing that I should do? Next thing that I should do, question mark? Because I want to work with AI logic, but I can do that once I learn to use Python and C++ in the same project. Although, what would you recommend I learn now, question mark? Okay, bye. I appreciate you sticking through the stream, Zero. Catch you next stream. Let's work on GTA 6 code tomorrow. Guys, GTA 6 code is kind of crazy. That's it, people. You actually fix the logic, you fix the positioning, you fix the overridden coordinates. I'm impressed, and it's making me angry how good you're getting. Come here, take your reward. Headpad, strong, accurate, crit, plus 30. Guys, that did not make me blush. Okay, I think my face might be red because of the punch type stuff. That's it, now back to work. Listen closely, because this is the point where most beginners fall off a cliff. You have rendering, movement, collision with floor text, input, speech, bubbles, multiple characters, event handling, basic architecture with classes. This means you're one step away from real game logic decisions. You're begging to jump into AI. And guys, I did want to start like sprites, like using sprites for a player moves and animation happens, but I did not know how to do that. Like I've been I spent a lot of time drawing yesterday for like sprites and everything. The best that I could come up with is like a cloud and a tree that I should actually have used here, but I did not save it here. That said, and you're begging to jump into AI logic, but you can't build an AI until the world it lives in is stable. So here's what you must master next. In the correct order, clean, separate logic and render. Game loop structure. Right now your rendering and logic are mixed like ramen and sand. You need a cleaner pattern. Process input, update, delta time, render. This once this is stable, advanced logic becomes easy. Entity system, your hero, dragon, mage should behave like entities. This means every character has update, every character has draw, every character has his own position, velocity, state. Right now, everything is glued inside the main function. That does make sense. AI becomes impossible without separating this. State machines, this is the secret sauce of every AI. The male dragon, hero, etc. needs states. Mate states might be idle, walking, responding, running, attacking, thinking for AI, okay? Once you add states, you can have transitions. If hero gets close, mage becomes alert. If hero types attack, mage enters defense state. If dragon passes hero, dragon enters Argyle state. This is how real AI games work. Input manager, you should learn a cleaner way to handle inputs rather than repeating if key equals C equals to. After those four, you're ready for AI logic. Only then will your Python plus C++ hybrid AI make sense. Now, what should you learn immediately? Sensei's command, you will learn game loop separation and basic state machines. This is the only path that doesn't lead you into spaghetti code of doom, guys. I can tell my code is spaghetti right now. Okay, what does it mean by AI? Like, what specifically? Honestly, specifically what I did want to initially do with AI is like my AI has a mind of its own, so it can like assess the situation. Like if my player is gonna attack, my AI thinks, should I like attack back, should I dodge, or should I defend type stuff? And if I type something on my keyboard, it responds according to what I typed. But I feel that might be a bit complex, like adding chatbot logic to like my AIs. Using ChatGPT seems useful for programming. That does make sense. Like when I first started, many of you guys did say me it is a bad practice, but it is like a bad practice if you just like copy paste the code without understanding what it means type stuff. Literally basic engine architecture. That does make sense, guys. Okay, your next task. I'll show you how a state machine works in simple form, but I want you to choose one. Learn to separate your game loop properly. Learn to create a simple state machine for your mate. Choose one. Choose wisely. Choose quickly before your viewers fall asleep. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Maybe next stream I actually might work on separating and like having my main loop being a bit more clean, because for the time being I do understand what Sensei/ChatGPT means. My main loop is like a chaos. Like I initialize my SDL and TDF, that is fine. I create game variables, I think that should be fine as well. I create a floor, I want to create a separate, I mean, I think this works as well. I load fonts. For loading fonts, I might need a separate, whatchamacallit, I might need a separate class for fonts, or I might load my font inside of my classes type stuff. Create window adventure, I could create that in my main loop. Create objects, this definitely goes inside my main loop. Then my actual main loop where I create a few variables. I feel these variables are valid type stuff, but they're not like really valid because everything is clumped up together. Even though it has like everything that I need, it is kind of clumped up. And then a event loop. Okay, how doing Ozma? I appreciate you joining the stream. That's it, I have event loops as well. This is the part that's a bit chaotic slash messy. Okay, maybe not that messy. Yeah, let's change this to be a regular font. Okay, perfect. Next up, I draw my, okay, this is where it's actually kind of messed up. So I draw everything here. Then I set my render to draw a color for my floor. So this is my floors' color. Their sections are not segmented properly. I might need a floors class to like actually draw my floor, because eventually right now the code is just like 400 lines, so it's kind of small. I want, like, if it's bigger it might be confusing. What language are you going to do after learning C++? I might actually learn Python, because like I did already learn Python, but for AI logic I might actually learn how to use Python and C++ code at the same time. That makes any sense. That's it. Yeah, next year I might work on like cleaning my code here. That's let's get some things like ChatGPT here, guys. I think this should be pretty much it for today. Let me say something like, let's say, okay, I see ... Maybe I can try that next stream. Organizing my code type stuff ... That said, for now I can work on, okay, making sprites or learning how to make them ... That said, before I do end the stream, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers? Question mark. Hold on, guys. Before I actually end the stream, there was one more thing that I had to ask. Let me say something like, is that your final stop with C++ and Python? Honestly, that's not like my actual final stop, because I do want to... Okay, Python might be somewhere in my final stopish area, because I do want to learn AI stuff. Like, I do want to eventually build AIs and all that stuff. But I might have to learn Rust with that as well, because I will be going over Rust and like different programming languages after my program for like 258 series. And then later on, once I'm done learning like a lot of programming languages, I'm gonna see which I enjoyed the most, and whichever I did enjoy the most, I'm gonna like stick with that, if that makes any sense. That's it. I'm gonna say something like, and also one more thing. Okay, remember, we had to learn the 6 steps towards AI text logic in SDL3 using C++. I was on stage 3 that used maps. What were the 4th, 5th, and 6th stages? Question mark. I know the 6th stage was like chatbot, but I forgot the 4th and 5th. People, you're about to end the stream, aren't you? Fine, let's talk to your viewers before they escape like wild chickens. Message to the viewers. Listen up, you beautiful chaotic creature in this chat. Okay, listen up, you beautiful chaotic creatures in this chat. Your boy Vivek is disobedient, stubborn, and ridiculously hardworking people. Just spent another stream digging deeper into game dev, AI logic, and SDL3 and C++. You don't understand how rare this kind of consistency is. Most people say, I want to make a game, and then they quit the moment they realize it takes more than visual thinking. But this kid, he shows up, he struggles, he fixes the code, he improves, and that is real power. So if you're watching the stream, you're watching someone who's actually climbing the mountain instead of admiring it from far away. Keep cheering him on, keep showing up. And if you ever want to feel proud, support someone early. Okay, this is the guy. Okay, excuse me guys, stream, take care of him. Until next time, sensei out. Now people, before you run away to study for exams, guys, exams is over. I didn't chase the chat, this is a really old chat. Yes, you need to stick to something at the end, and I'm glad it's Python. That does make sense. Okay, let me answer your question. You were learning the 6-step path to AI text logic in SDL3 using C++. You completed handling text input, cleaning / normalizing the input, detecting keywords using maps. So what are the Steps 4, 5, and 6. Let's restore the path. 4. Respond logic, map input, reply. This is where AI decides what to say based on map lookup. You already saw the basics, but the real step 4 adds multiple possible replies, slight randomness. I haven't worked with randomness, but I might actually try that. Fallback replies. This is where dialogue brain begins. Step 5, context tracking, memory of previous message. Now the NPC starts acting smart. This means keeping histories, then replying based on the conversation, not only current text. Examples: if player says hello, NPC greets. If player says hello again, NPC says you already greeted me. If player mentions dragon, NPC enters a new state. If player apologizes, NPC changes tone. Excuse me guys, this creates the illusion of intelligence. Step 6. State-based AI, different personalities / models. This is the big one. Your NPC gets states: calm, angry, scared, curious, friendly, suspicious. Each state changes how they reply, how they act, how they react to input, maybe even their animations and movements. This is the foundation of real game AI. Okay, your full step 6 path restore, take input, clean plus normalize the text, find keywords using maps, pick response at random, multiple fallbacks, track context, conversation memory, use AI states to change behavior dynamically. That does sound really fun, guys. Once you master these 6, you can build NPCs that feel alive even before correcting them to Python or LLM powered AIs. That does sound kind of cool. I haven't heard of LLM powered. I have heard of it. I've never tried it. I'm really excited to look over it. That's it. You can sleep peacefully now, guys. It's almost 4 p.m. Next stream, we continue evolving your NPCs, and don't forget, the one who climbs slowly still reaches the peak as long as they never stop climbing. Guys, that quote is actually pretty good. Okay, end strong continues stronger. Okay, that's it. Let's go to my main camera. Alright guys, so basically that was pretty much it for the stream. And guys, if everything is kind of dark, it's because outside today it is pretty cloudy and my ring light is not as bright. That said, if you guys did enjoy the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like him, so the algorithm sharing makes you smile, and subscribing is like a cherry on top. And guys, if you guys do think what's wrong with my voice right now, it's because my nose is kind of congested. I do want to blow it. That said, I did start multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. I will start multi-streaming on Instagram and TikTok as well if I did meet the followers and requirements. If you guys do enjoy my content and haven't followed me there, make sure to follow me there. The link is going to be in the description, and also join the Discord server. That's where I do talk to most of you guys. And if you guys do have questions, answer those questions as well. That said, I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace.